Welcome. My topic today is what makes the difference? What makes the difference? Have you ever observed something turn out less than perfect and wondered if the outcome would have been better if some things were done differently? For example, when we watch a football game or a basketball game or experience something more serious like going for a job interview or engaging in a relationship and we get a bad result, we often convince ourselves that if we had done some things differently or the conditions had been different, we would have done better. But the truth is that sometimes what we need to achieve a desirable outcome is not a set of different conditions, but a divine intervention. It is possible to have the right tools, be in the right place at the right time, and still come up short or even fail. The reason is that ultimately man's success does not depend on just having the right conditions or being the right person. Without God's divine permission, assistance, and even intervention, we can do everything right and still fail. What makes the difference is divine intervention. This is exactly what happened to Peter in Luke chapter 5. The Bible says one day Jesus was teaching by the lake of Gennesaret, and it happened to be the same place where Peter and his fellows had been trying to fish. And so the Bible says Jesus, in verse 2, saw two boats standing by the lake, but the fishermen had gone from them, and they were washing their nets. And so Jesus gets into the one that belongs to Peter and asks Peter to move offshore a little bit so Jesus could teach from the boat. And verse 4 says, when he had stopped speaking, he said to Simon, launch out into the deep and let down your nets for a catch. But Simon answered and said to him, Master, we have toiled all night long and caught nothing. Nevertheless, at your word, I will let down the net. And when they had done this, the Bible says they caught a great number of fish, and their net was breaking. What a wonderful story, powerful story. I want you to think about this. Was Peter trying to fish in the wrong place? No. He was on the lake. I'm sure he had fished there before. Did he not know his job well, his trade well? Of course, he was an expert fisherman. Was it the wrong time? No. He was fishing throughout the night. That's the best time for him to fish. But the Bible says in spite of everything, they caught nothing. But watch this. In the same place, with the same boat, with the same net, with the same people, when Jesus came into the scene, Jesus said, launch out into the deep and you will get a catch. And the Bible says everything turned around. The same set of conditions, but a radically different outcome. That is called divine intervention. Jesus didn't say move your boat downstream. Jesus didn't say change your boat. Jesus didn't say change your net. I want to tell you, I don't know what you have tried to do in your life, but you have been meeting failure. You've tried every means possible. You've consulted everyone. You've read every book possible, and you've tried different set of circumstances, but you have been failing. It might not be the conditions. It might not be the circumstances. It might be that it's time for you to get divine intervention. In Psalm 127, the Bible says to us that except the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain who build it. Except the Lord keeps the city, the Bible says the watchman stays awake in vain. It is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrow, for he gives his beloved sleep. Sometimes we do all we can, but it turns out to be nothing. It's time to seek divine intervention. Psalm 50 verse 15, God says, call upon me in the time of trouble and I will answer you. I will deliver you and you will praise me. I just want to say to you as I bring this to a close, you might be looking for the right person, the right people, the right place, the right timing, the right conditions, but that's not what you need. You just need divine intervention. If you will quit trusting yourself, quit saying, if I had done this or if somebody else could have been able to help me, and you will look up to God and say, because you are God, I will do it again. I guarantee you, you will be surprised at the outcome, because our God has power to turn nothing to great catch. God bless you.